How to stay focused. Welcome back, bosses. What if I told you I could take you from where you are now, scattered and overwhelmed and probably frustrated that you're not making progress on the big things, the important stuff in your life or your business, and ignoring all the advice that's out there that says you need some elaborate, time-consuming solution, show you how to achieve your goals faster by creating massive clarity and massive focus. And what if it only took you maybe 5 minutes at the start of your workday? Would you be down to trying it? In fact, drop me a comment below with progress if you're freaking tired of not making any. That's what I'm gonna show you in this video, a deceptively simple, short, daily practice that will stop all of the distractions and help you make progress even on crappy days. All it takes is a pen and a piece of paper. Yes, you can do this digitally, but try not to. I'll explain why in a minute. Now, you must know that this is not a quick fix. You didn't get into this place overnight. It's gonna take more than a couple tries to get out of it, right? I really want you to trust this process and commit to experimenting for at least 2 to 3 weeks to allow your results to really start to show themselves. Deal? Now, before I get into the practice, you need to understand how it works so that you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why you need to stick with it. Your brain has something called a reticular activating system, or RAS. Your RAS has the job of taking billions of bits of data and information, the stuff that's constantly coming at you, and filtering it for you, pulling in the important stuff and blurring into the background the unimportant stuff. And we can tell it what to pull in and what to blur out. When you're overwhelmed and your focus is being pulled in a million different directions, usually every direction but forward, that's because your RAS doesn't know where to focus. So it's jumping around or it's pulling in the wrong stuff. It's somehow getting the message that all of these other things are more important than your goal. So through this exercise, we're gonna be telling it what's important, where our focus should go based on where we want it to go, and what we should be pulling into focus and or doing to help us actually get there. But again, this is not a quick fix. Think of turning on your RAS like building a muscle. You don't see the real results on day 1 at the gym, right? It will generally take at least a couple weeks to get your RAS really tuned in. And the more consistently you do this short daily practice, it doesn't have to take long at all, the more momentum you're gonna build. Think of it like keeping your foot on the gas versus the brake. Every day you do this, you're keeping your foot on the gas. Every day you skip it, you're taking it off and just coasting. Too many days off the gas is gonna feel like putting your foot on the brake. If you wanna keep your foot on the gas, work on making this as consistent as possible. And I'll have a quick tip for you at the end to help you to do that. All right, so now let's get into the exercise. What is it? It's 4 daily questions that you're gonna answer at the beginning of every workday. Think of these like journal prompts for your goals, except you don't need to write pages and pages in your journal. On average, it's gonna take about 5 minutes to help you start your day strong, clear the mental clutter and the distractions, stay focused on your most important goal, and keep your progress and your momentum up so that you can reach it faster and faster. Now, I recommend that you start this at the beginning of your workday, but sometimes we actually need to start it at the beginning of our day before the distractions begin. And I want you to write this out versus typing it out. This allows you to slow your brain down and create more focus, as well as activating more neural pathways than you do when you're typing something, all of which just gets your RAS in on this action faster. This is why even though my neuropathy makes it pretty hard to hold a pen some days, I'm still chicken scratching my way through this every day. So what are these questions to help you stay focused and make progress? Let's go through them. The first question that you're gonna answer is, what is my number 1 goal right now? This obviously means that you need to know what this most important goal is. And you may have 2 or 3 goals, but I want you to focus on just your number 1, at least for now. Maybe you can incorporate number 2 in a couple of weeks, but the more that you can get your mind focused focused on one thing, the more it's going to make progress on that one thing. So what is my number one goal right now? Turn this into a simple statement that you add to the top of your journal page. Question number 2 is, what is one thing that I'll do today to work on this goal? Now, you may have a million things, but I want you to force yourself to name one thing, your number one thing that's going to help move the needle towards your goal. And maybe that day is looking like a crapshoot. So maybe that number one thing is going to be super small. All I want you to do is think about today, what is the one thing that I can do to help me work on this goal? This is going to force your brain to be looking for solutions forward versus looking at what you can't do today. This is also just going to help you move the needle a little bit at a time versus trying to bite off more than we can chew. And I know that it's challenging to be patient with yourself and just list or just work on one thing. I want you to remember you can always work on more, but you're just going to list one thing right under that first question or right under the answer to the first question, and you're going to make sure that one thing gets done today so that no matter what, you see a little bit of progress towards your goal every day. The more you do this, the more momentum you'll gain and the more progress you'll gain as well. So don't let that slow you down. Just trust the process and focus on your one thing. Questions number 3 and 4 can come in whichever order you prefer. Question number 3 is, why is this important? Answering this question every day allows us to focus on, first of all, why is our goal important? Or why is this task that I'm focusing on today important? This forces our brain to look at the reasons why. And we're always going to be more motivated by why we're doing something than necessarily what we're doing, because chances are in your goal, there's some things you're not excited to do, but they need to get done, correct? So this is going to help you to focus on the thing that will allow you to get them done. It's going to slowly increase your motivation. And as I said, when you're answering this question, you can answer it around the goal that you have, you can answer it around the tasks that you have, and you can answer it differently day by day, although some of your answers will repeat themselves, and that's okay. As you find things repeating, try to ask yourself, and why is that important, to get a little bit further. You're really only going to spend a few lines here, but you can do this as long as you want. If you're only doing a few lines, this whole exercise shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes, but maybe it's going to take you up to 10 if you really expand on this why. If you start to get inspired and stuff starts coming out and it starts flowing, you may want to just allow it to flow. Question number 4 is probably my favorite question as a coach, and that is, who do I get to be today to make this happen? And you could be answering this question in terms of making this goal happen. You could be asking it in terms of just making the task on your list today happen. I love this question because if we really want to make progress on things, we get to make progress in ourselves too, right? So really ask yourself, who do I get to be? How do I get to show up? What are the things that I need to believe? And really spend time with this question. Maybe you'll only get one line as an answer. Maybe you'll get many lines, but take your time and really understand so that you're slowly course correcting and aligning who you are with the ultimate goal that you have. To help you make this more consistent, I don't recommend that you write these questions out every day because it's just going to take longer. To help make this habit easier, what I'd encourage you to do is write these questions on a sticky note and place it on the front of your notebook. Then at the end of your day, place your notebook where you're going to see it first thing in your day. Now try this out for at least 2 to 3 weeks to see how much more focused you are on the things that will move you forward. And again, I want you to remember, real goal achievement is not a magic bullet. Remember that some of the first things that you might notice are all the challenges that you get to address in order to be successful. You get to put in the work on yourself, your mindset, and your success habits, or the adjustments that you need to make in order to stay on track. This exercise will show you where to do that. If you need help figuring those things out, especially if you're motivated to move fast on your goals, then let's talk about how one-on-one coaching can help you up-level your mindset, up-level all of those success habits, and clear any obstacles that come up along the way with specialized, personalized coaching. My name is Tara Wagner. I'm a belief breakthrough coach helping female entrepreneurs crush their goals, not their soul. You can learn more about what coaching with me looks like at the link in the description. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe and hit the bell if you're new here, and then check out these other videos to help you stay focused and achieve your goals faster. I'll see you over there.